Hi everyone, my name is Professor Benjamin and I will be your instructor for these 15-week sections of environmental conservation. A couple things. This is just an instructional video to show you how to navigate the course. A lot of students, this may be their first time taking an online course or taking an online course using the learning management system of Canvas, and so that is the purpose of this video. If you look here, this is what you will see when you log into Canvas. Now, depending upon how many courses you're taking and how many instructors are using Canvas, they should show up under this courses over here on the left-hand side. If you look down here, you'll see your inbox. This is your Canvas inbox. It is different than your CCP inbox. If you would like to have your messages forwarded to your CCP email account, you can go under your account and under your account settings, add your additional email. I always have it forwarded to my CCP email. It just makes it easier. This is a calendar tool. This might be helpful for some of your other classes. For this class, I would like you to stay away from it because in this class, our initial posts are due by Wednesday, and we have response posts due by Friday for our discussions each week, but the due date actually shows the Friday due date. So what happens is a lot of students log in, and they see here what's coming up, and they look over here in their calendar, and the due date looks like it's a Friday for our discussion posts, when in reality it's not. Now, for all the other submittals that you'll have due this semester, the calendar date is correct, except for the discussion posts each week. That's the only date that will be a little bit off, okay? And so I want you to take note of that. If you look here, here's the home page. On the home page of this course, you'll find a little bit about me and my family. You'll find this video here. You'll see a link to the syllabus. There's also a syllabus, if you look here, there's also a syllabus tab here that will have the syllabus. One thing that I find often in online courses is students fail to read the syllabus because we're not in a classroom setting and we're not going page by page the first day. Highly suggest you print it out, especially read how I grade you, what are the requirements for the course, what is my deadline policies, do I drop grades? Do I not drop grades? The other thing is that you'll also find on the last page of the syllabus the course schedule, and that has all the due dates on it. So it's absolutely essential that you follow that. If you scroll down a little bit further, you'll see this is the text that we're going to be using. This is also found in the syllabus. I actually have pictures of them, of the covers. So if you need a visual tool as to what you need for this course to succeed in terms of required materials, you might want to read the syllabus as well. Here is all of the learning outcomes. You'll see I'll be bringing in learning outcomes to a lot of our rubrics that I use throughout the semester, and that's to make sure that we're meeting the learning outcomes for this course. Here is just a brief overview of what each module contains. If you scroll up here, you'll actually see the modules tool. Each week, you'll see a module for everything that we're going to cover in that week, and it has all the materials you need. So if you start at the top and work your way to the bottom, you will not miss anything each week. So this is all that information that you have. And then you will see there's due dates here as well, and then my academic plagiarism and academic integrity. Make sure you read that. I'm very strict about plagiarism and academic integrity. I just think it's part of everyone's moral compass, so we need to make sure that we're not stealing information from other folks, whether it's online or in the classroom. I do not mind collaboration. The one thing that I just don't like is when we're copying word from each other or from someone online. So a collaboration is absolutely essential in the workplace. And so if you're working together for things, I don't mind that, but you just can't have the same exact answers as somebody else. All right, so if you look here and then you click on the modules tab, you'll see how we cover each thing each week. You'll have the syllabus tab here, the grades tab. The grades tab is actually a wonderful tool, and I have a video here on how to use the grades tab. So if you're confused about how your grades are calculated or how some grades are grayed out, because I do drop forum posts and I drop quiz grades, so you get three 2 dropped forums and 2 dropped quizzes throughout the semester. I can't remember if it's 2 or 3. I have to look back at the syllabus again. I'm sorry, I've been teaching all summer. So you'll take a look at that, and you'll see here, and then Starfish Connect is another wonderful tool. It's our early alert management system. So if I give you a kudos, which is a good thing, or I flag you for something, you'll see a Starfish notification pop up here, and you'll get a little note, and then you can click on it and it'll take you. All professors should be using it at this point, so you might be getting notifications from all different professors. If you look here under the course information tab, this is everything you need on my expectations. So instructions for the course, the Starfish student guide. So that's a little bit about what Starfish is and what the intentions of this other management system that we have. The video on how to use the grades tab. Again, if you're unclear on how to use the grades tab, it's a wonderful tool. It shows you the what if scenario, so there's a lot of wonderful options under there. There are directions for initial posts. So in this course, each session you're going to have to do an initial post by Wednesday and a response post, just one response post to a fellow classmate by Friday each week. You'll notice that the due date for the discussions say Friday. The initial post is due by Wednesday, 11:59. The initial posts are worth 6 out of the 10 points. So it's absolutely essential that you make your initial post by the deadline. If you miss the initial post deadline, all you have to do is make a response post and you'll only get 4 out of the 10 points for that session. So it's absolutely essential that you're meeting that initial post deadline. That's every Wednesday by 11:59. A response post to your fellow classmates by every Friday, 11:59. I also have word requirements. We need to back up all of our so-called opinions with facts. We do not use I statements in any of our initial posts. So no I believe or I think or in my opinion. We do not use any of that in our initial posts in this class. Now, some other professors may allow that, but unfortunately in this class I do not allow it. And I give you examples of a proper initial post and a proper response post. So it's absolutely essential you read these before you submit your forum posts. Okay, this is just screenshots in case people are unsure of how to make a reply or how to respond to a fellow classmate, especially if this is your first online course. So this tool will help you if you're confused with that. Citing references. I know some of you may not have had English 102, which is our research paper writing course, but we do use in-text citations in this class as well as formal citing at the end of our post from the sources that I have given you. And you'll find that under the rules is that for all of the forum posts in this class, you need to at least use the sources that I have given you. Okay, so it's absolutely essential that you use the material I have given you. If you scroll down, this is going to be information on the consumption project. I make a video about it. I give you an example. I make another video and show you actually how to make the consumption project in this course. So the course is going to consist of a couple things. Number one, each week you have your initial post due, a discussion post, initial post due by Wednesday 11:59, a response post to a fellow classmate by Friday 11:59. You also have a quiz due by Sunday. The quiz is related to the chapter in the textbook. Okay, then throughout the course we'll have a midterm and a final, and we'll also have this consumption project due that you work on throughout the semester, so it's not all at one time. So you have a project proposal due, then you have a draft of your image that you're going to create dealing with consumption in society, then you have your final artwork piece due, and then you have a paper due along with the art piece. So the art piece on average should take you a half hour to make. If you're spending way more than a half hour on the art image, then you might be unsure of what my expectations are, and then you want to make sure you've watched this video because it really shouldn't take you too long to make the video. If this ever happens to you, you see this here, and a lot of my additional articles do this, you click on this and it'll take you to the web link outside of Canvas, because Canvas has a very strict policy on web browsers, and so this is an issue with websites. Okay, so if you look here back at the modules again, you'll see that for each week, you know, I have everything outlined. And then, for example, this is session 1. It'll have a description. It'll lead you through exactly what we're covering under that introduction. It always has a PowerPoint presentation attached to it. If you open the PowerPoint presentation in PowerPoint, you'll see at the bottom of each slide there are additional notes. So you want to look at those, okay? And then you'll have your forum post and a quiz due each week. Now, if you look at session 2, you can't see it because it's grayed out and it's not open to you yet. You'll see there's some additional readings. So for the most part, every session has additional readings. Those readings also correspond to the discussion posts. And so you'll see you get to choose one of 6 questions in the discussion post. If we have 36 students in the class, then 6 people can answer each question. And the reason I do this in this class is, have you ever been in a class where everyone responds to the same question and then everyone says the same thing over and over again? So in order to move away from the repetitive nature of forum posts, I have given you 6 questions to choose from. You're going to pick one of those. But the idea is, if you like one of the questions, you got to get in early and answer it, because if 6 people answer it, you can't be the 7th person to answer the question. Okay? Now, you can respond to anybody's forum post when you respond to a fellow classmate, but for the initial post, you have to pick one of the 6 questions and make sure that other students haven't answered it. The other thing is there's no question saving. So in this class, a lot of students will log in, they'll post the question, and then they'll go back and try and answer it. No, you have to be ready to respond to the question to make sure that 6 other students haven't answered it. So if I log in and I like one of these questions and 5 students have already answered it, either I need to really speed up my process, or I should pick maybe another question that doesn't have as many students have answered the question already. As we move through the semester, this will become easier because I'm very repetitive. We always have the same due dates in this course. Our initial posts are always due by Wednesday. Our response posts are always due by Friday. Our quizzes are always due by Sunday. Okay, so always these deadlines remain the same throughout the semester, because I like to get into a routine, and it just makes it easier for everybody if we're always on the same routine. Okay, and then you can see, like I was talking about earlier, you'll have some podcasts, you might have some videos. Okay, you'll also see, again, here is a forum post. Now for session 2 and for session 5, there is no quiz because there's no specific chapter that ties to the topic. So if that happens, then there's no quiz. So the second week you kind of get a little bit of a break. Okay, and then as you move through, you'll see, for example, session 3, it deals with chapter 2 of the textbook, and then you have additional readings, and then you have the forum posts as well as the quiz. So you see, I'm in a repetitive nature. Now, I try and have the next week's module open at least a week ahead, because I know everyone's working. We're all busy people. So I try and have it open ahead of time, so it gives you some time to read the information and prepare for your next forum post. Now, I have a video up here for the consumption project, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time in here talking about the consumption project, because you can watch the video and understand the point. I also have a really in-depth discussion about what the objective is for the project. The other thing is up here you might actually notice that announcements are going to show up in the future, and you make sure you check those. Make sure you always check your email and your announcements, because after each week I send up a roundup. So I send out either a video roundup or a written roundup of the week, and this is a wonderful tool to keep for the midterm and final exam, because I answer a lot of the questions for the midterm and final on there. The midterm and the final, I'm revamping them a little bit. They used to be really intense essay questions, and I'm thinking about going a different route. I will send out a review sheet for the midterm and the final well before, probably 2 to 3 weeks before the midterm and the final exam. And usually what I have on the final, the review sheet, is what's going to be on the final. So if you prepare ahead of time, it will make the midterm and final easier to take. I also send out extensive emails before the midterm and the final, leading you into it. So that's why it's absolutely essential to look at your inbox and your announcements. So I know I moved really fast in this video, and I apologize for that. But if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out. I think it's a wonderful just introduction to the course and how to navigate Canvas. I am looking forward to starting this journey with you.